Those aspirants who are appearing in CAPF 2023 interview, always remember you are selected few, means you are in top 1%. Okay, total seats are 359 at this time in 2023, means after, for example, written, two, three candidates were selected in written part. But during physical and medical, so many candidates are out. Some candidates already got selected in 2022 examination. So now almost, I said already, ki there are 1050 to 1100 candidates approx are there. Once interview list will be published, schedule will be published, you will know actual number. Either at this time you can file RTI, then you will know. Otherwise, that is of no use. You know your condition, you know your position. In rough, you are knowing your pros and cons. You know your positive and negative. I always say that those candidates who are having advantage of 10 to 20% marks in written, their probability of final selection is very good. Suppose let us take 200 is written cutoff. Let us take, if 200 is written cutoff, then 10% is 220 and 20% is 240. Okay. So if you are having 240 marks, then your probability of selection is very high. Since this year, means in 2023, question obviously paper one was little tougher, and so many candidates said they got lesser marks, still they were qualified in written. One reason is more number of seats, so more number of exam results in written examination, and also some of the candidates who are out, for example, in 22. So obviously in final selection, if, for example, let us take hypothetical, I'm not saying exact here in this situation, but in spite of, even if, for example, you are having 5% advantage, 6% above the cutoff, still you are having so much chance, a scope to make it final, because interview marks matters a lot. You have already seen whatever I am saying. You should not just believe what I am saying. You should believe based on the marks of selected candidates. You can see their marks, those who are selected, their marks you can see, you can compare, and you can easily differentiate. Yes, that matters a lot. Now, when you are going to interview board personality test, your actual knowledge is of significance, but more than that, how positively you are responding. For example, your written examination happened in August. After that, your result came, then your physical and medical. So at a time when you feel the DAF, it was not sure when you will go to interview board or not. But once your physical and medical test conducted, you were qualified in physical and medical test, it was sure you are going to appear in interview. So once it, okay, sorry for disturbances. Okay, so once it is clear that you are going to appear in interview, then you should give your full energy, your full, you should prepare with full enthusiasm. Interview marks matters a lot. Now, for example, there are candidates who are, for example, in good condition in written part. For example, some candidates did very well in written examination. They are having much advantage. So even if they are performing not so good in interview, still they will be selected. But those candidates who are on border, or for example, you are having just advantage of 5%, 8%, 9% in Written means you are 5% above cutoff, 8% above cutoff, 9% above cutoff. Then you have to push more in interview. The topic here is clarity of thoughts. Any candidate who is going to UPSC interview, it is proven fact that the person had performed very well in a written part. Exceptions are key some in some examination in some selection there is no written part exceptions, but in maximum there is written examination. So you are here after filtering means two-tier filtering. One tier written part, maximum candidates 98% filtered out in that part. After that, again, remaining 50% approx were filtered out in physical and medical examination. So you are 1% of cream. Once you appear, you should show that for whatever job I am there to prove, yes, I am eligible, I am ready to grab the job. One my own experience I would like to share. In one interview, for example, I went to one commission, obviously. Only means maximum, for example, I'm appearing, I have been appearing in commissions exam. So in one interview, I went, my real experience in real interview. So actually, I'm not interested to get final selection and all. But since I am preparing for myself and for candidates, mainly for candidates, I am guiding aspirants. So sometime when I get opportunity, I appear in some exam. Obviously, I clear pre, then mains, and then went to interview. I got respectable marks in interview, but I was not prepared. In fact, I went without any preparation. In fact, the day I was having my interview, I was taking interview of my student. I was guiding my student. So I was not prepared in spite of the fact I was knowing it was very good job, the highest job the commission was providing in normal level. So when I went, I did not prepare anything. Then they asked, why you are not preparing for basic things? This is the fact. In fact, one member said, even you know for which job you are. I said, yes, I know. So by concept, overall concept I am having, but still I did not focus on that examination. And even if based on the other concepts, they provided me good marks, but there was still enough scope. Why I am saying that? Because for which job, for whatever job you are going, you should show, yes, I am ready to grab the opportunity. I am ready to take this job seriously. I am not here just for formality. So you should have clarity of thought. Any concept, any question. For example, what happens now? They ask some question. I remember my interview, for example, during assistant commandant way back in 2014. Obviously, batch was 2013. So in 2014, so they asked some question related to computer science. Since my engineering graduation is in IT related to at that time, obviously I have another graduation also. So they asked about computer knowledge, some questions. They were actually after my few reply, they were knowing the person is not that much interested. So they asked question in place of strictly saying, sir, I don't know. I was trying to give some answer that were vague, and the impact was on marks. Though I got satisfactory marks, I got selected, but still there is enough scope. Once, for example, I was in another place, NIT Allahabad. I got very good rank, fourth rank in my category for taking admission in MBA way back in 2012. They are also in IT field. I did not reply properly. So though I was not able to get how much marks they gave, because that was not the component. Just they were telling whether you are selected or not, and I got fourth rank. I did not take admission. Still, it was satisfaction. I got selected there. So that I'm saying sometime now you are not having clarity, and that matters a lot. So whatever your DAF is, each and every term, whatever all happenings in and around you, you should have clarity of thought. When you say something, it should look like that an officer is replying. An officer, a person who is going to take a charge of a company. After, for example, your selection, you will get your training, basic training. Once you complete your basic training, you will be in charge of a company. Obviously, in, for example, CSF, there is different arrangement. But in general, for example, you are getting charge of some men, some people, some troops. So once you are leading troop, you should have clarity of thought in your mind. If you are in doubt, when commander is in doubt, majority of battles, wars were won when commander was clear in thought. And sometime, for example, even after having larger army, the army got defeated because there was no clarity of thought. You can take so many examples that requires clarity of thought. I said in my own journey, whenever I'm getting opportunity, I'm going to somewhere. I talk to people. I talk to some of my students also. I talk to, in fact, I sometimes also appear in interview, actual interview. Obviously, in interview, for example, in commissions exam, you have to first clear your pre-mains, then you go to interview. So that I learn. For example, I enjoy that thing. I went interview with different option subjects so that I can see different feeling. So clarity of thought is necessary. But perfection is not required. No person is perfect. Every person is learning. Even in that learning, you are having time gap. You are having time gap of, let us take 6 month plus. Okay, 6 month plus when you feed your DAF and you are appearing in interview. Even for example, 5 months of gap when you clear your physical and medical, means you are now sure you will get go to interview board. So clarity of thought should be there. Whatever you prepare, you should say with confidence. Once you show confidence, that matters a lot. That can change a lot. If you are able to get 100 marks, you can get 110, 115, and that can change your destiny. So you should have clarity of thought. And for that, you have to practice. You have to take guidance from anyone, even if, for example, your family member, your senior, your junior, whosoever is there. If you feel that person can guide you, that person can give some positive input in you, and that can benefit you, that can improve your performance, you must join. If you are having any questions, query, doubts related to assistant commandant examination or interview guidance, if you want, you can message me on this WhatsApp number 8527146498 or Telegram number 7404909669. Okay, thank you.